All right, for today's video, we're going to be piggybacking off of my last couple of videos where I looked at a couple more McDonald's changeables, and we're going to be taking a look at another sort of similar McDonald's line of figures. So these guys are from 1993, and they are called Food Fundamentals. They're sort of a spiritual successor to the changeables line in that they do have a sort of transforming feature, and they are, sentient food products, but they're obviously a little bit different from changeables in that they're not really disguising themselves. Pretty much what they are is they've got obviously a food product here with a face on it, and then if you open them up, you can fold out arms and legs here. So they're technically transforming, but it's not like they're really turning into the object itself because the face is still visible. It's pretty much just like they are, anthropomorphic food objects that have kind of a storage mode, so you can put away the limbs. They're not really doing much disguising here. And I figured I'd just look at all three of them because they're all pretty much the same. They all transform in the exact same way. I think that in the original, or at least in this run of them, there were 4 of them, if I'm not mistaken. I don't have the fourth one. The fourth one is an apple. But here we've got Slugger the Steak, we have Otis the Sandwich, and we have Millie Milk. So, kind of fun little characters here. I was always interested in getting a few of these guys because this one I actually had as a kid. It was like in a box of toys at my grandmother's house. So it was like something that I would only ever play with when I went to go visit my grandmother. So it has a bit of nostalgia for me. So it's really cool to get this one again. But like I showed off, their transformation is really simple. But before we do that, I guess in this, mode, if we want to call it that, for size comparison, here they are with a changeable, with a bot, and then why not with Soundwave and Jack Static here, just for some, average size comparisons. And for these two, kind of more relevant size comparisons, they kind of fit in with the changeables, though obviously they don't, turn into like seamless food items like these ones do, because they still have the big horrifying face on the front of that. But yeah, for transformation, like I said, it's very simple. You just open them up. With Slugger here, the arms are kind of overlapped like that. You have to put them in this way first. Like, it doesn't work if you put it in this way, just because of the way that they're shaped. Then it sits out too far and you can't really close it up there. So you have to put this arm in first and then flip it out. And then you close the hinge here, and the hinge actually to accommodate it opening like that is on a bit of a slider. So then once you close it up, you just have to kind of squeeze it back into place. And then for Otis here, what's fun about him is, well, not really that fun, but one of the differences about him is he kind of goes arm, then legs, then arm. So you fold out the arm, fold out his legs, fold out his arm, and then same thing, you just close it up and then squeeze them a little bit together. And for Millie Milk here, it's just one big hinge. You don't have to squeeze it or anything. You just fold out the arms and fold out the legs. Since she turns into a milk carton, there's obviously a lot of empty space in there, so you don't have to be too particular with how you store those. But yeah, there they are in their, well, it's certainly not robot modes, but they're anthropomorphic food modes. This is really like how I think they're meant to be displayed, because like I said, if you close them up, then they're really just the food object with a face on them, which I think kind of works well for Millie Milk. If it's like, okay, it's a milk carton with a face, sure, it's kind of like Thomas the Tank Engine style. But for these two, they also have their big kind of stupid looking hats, so they barely look like the food. I mean, you can tell that they're the food object, but they don't really, they don't really hide they don't just look like a food item with a face. They also have the hat. But yeah, they're pretty good. Slugger the Steak here's kind of got this like bodybuilder thing going on with his arms here, and they're on ball joints, so you've got a little bit of articulation there where you can kind of make his arms do various different Johnny Bravo poses. Nothing really at the legs because they're not on a ball joint, they're just on a hinge there. That's all you're pretty much getting for him. For Otis here, again, his hands are also on ball joints, so you can rotate them around, and nothing at the feet. And then same thing for Millie Milk. You can rotate the arms around. She's got a couple little weights here that she's working out with, which is kind of fun. I guess they're all variously doing some kind of exercise because, she's got the weights, he's doing the just bodybuilding, I guess, just flexing. Does that count as as exercise? And Otis here has little roller skates, which is pretty cool, and that's why he's got the McDonald's helmet there as well. He's got some nice texture on him, the nice kind of like bread texture there. I think, this one's my favorite because, that's the one I had as a kid, but I think Otis is probably the most successful of the three that I have. I don't know. And then, Millie Milk's cute too. But yeah, no, they're a pretty fun little toy line. Just another weird sort of oddity from McDonald's original franchise stuff. In terms of comparison, just real quick, put them on with the Big Mac there from the series 1 of changeables. There they are with Burgertron, and then again with Soundwave and Jack Static, just for some average size comparisons. So you can see they're pretty much on par, maybe a little bit bigger than the changeables, but they kind of fit in well with them. And again, sort of feel like spiritual successors to the changeables line, even if they are doing something a little bit different by not actually like turning into full-on disguises of the objects, just pretty much having a little storage mode. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is to them. Just another weird little McDonald's toy line. I'm not really going to try to get the apple or anything like that. I think these three are enough. A group of three is a nice little display on a shelf there. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is to them. If you enjoy my videos, make sure to leave a like and consider subscribing. I do reviews every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And without further ado, here we have McDonald's 1993 Food Fundamentals.